You may have seen some results from our recent Marist University poll on New York City. An interesting race emerging for the Democratic primary June 24th. Right now, in this ranked choice voting system, and we're going to talk about that in more detail in a second, but Andrew Cuomo is the favorite with 44%. Mondani is second at 29. And when you get to the fifth ballot, in the determination of who ends up over 50%, that's when Cuomo kicks up to 53%. So it takes five ballots, and that's not an indication of his weakness necessarily. It just means as you eliminate the lower ranking people, there's not enough points to go around. But when you get to some of the people who have double digits, then in fact it does. So that's why it takes 5 rounds. Now, the ranked choice voting does present some interesting electoral dynamics, which I think have to be pointed out. So, what would happen if the race were just between, when we get to the final, between Cuomo and Mondami? Well, in that case, Cuomo gets 60 and Mondami gets 40. All right, 20-point edge. What if it's Brad Lander against Andrew Cuomo? Also 60 to 40. And if Adrian Adams against Cuomo head to head, that's 62 to 38. You notice a similarity to the pattern. There seems to be a Cuomo vote in a head to head, and there's an anti Cuomo vote, and all three are getting about the same amount in challenging Cuomo with that anti Cuomo vote. So then we look ahead to how people might vote on the primary itself. They're up to 5 choices. So we looked at on the ballots how many choices are each person picking in this case. Well, people who pick one choice only and leave, 30%. If you do the first, second, or third choice, it gets up to 65%. So 2/3 roughly are not doing 4 and 5 choices as they're allowed to do. They're only doing one, two, or one, two, and three, which is kind of interesting. So, how about the candidates? Well, not surprisingly, and we'll see why this is in a second, the Andrew Cuomo voters are least likely to have a second choice. So the Cuomo voters, in other words, are more likely to say Cuomo and end it right there. The other candidates, well, they pick around, as I say, most of them doing one, two, or three choices. So it's sort of Cuomo or not Cuomo, again, in the findings from this poll as we dig deeper. And then we're going to take one more look at it, which I think is also kind of interesting. So, what are the Cuomo people actually doing? We know they're sort of for Cuomo and not anyone else. Well, the Cuomo people also vote maybe for a total of 2.2 candidates. So they vote for Cuomo and maybe one other and then leave. That's the average. The Mondani people, the Adams people, and the Lander people all voting for three and a half other candidates. So what we're seeing again is the Cuomo people are much centered on his candidacy or no one else's. And the others are still shopping around. Still a couple weeks to go until the primary. A lot can still happen in New York. It's known for late action, but right now Cuomo is the front runner. And any way you look at the numbers, it still kind of comes out to Cuomo or not Cuomo.